Time for a retrospective.
Well, I mean, I was going to go with Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. It's time for a retrospective.
Merry Christmas. Hopefully you've moved from where you were last night and have finished your drink that you were drinking yesterday and, not still...
No, definitely not just still sipping at it like it was just a few minutes ago.
Not at all.
Because that would be silly. Oh, that's
nice. Stousy. Okay. First
Show
order
us
of
your final
housekeeping.
toy.
Right, it's the final toy. Right, stick the battery back in. It's going to be...
Well, wouldn't this be easier if you used the little case it came with?
Well, we'll come to that. Right, so there we are. Simon Says through a mirror. Right, so we've got the LEDs, we've got 4 buttons. Reset that. Green. So that is... No, that wasn't green. How about now? Yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow. This one's a bit easier.
It's a little samey. The test run was a bit more colorful.
I'm going to reset that because people are going to think I just... Right, there we are. So
there
we are. There we are. There's different colours this time.
Pixel is very interested in this nonsense.
Reasonably functional Simon Says. If you've played any version of Simon Says before, it's the same as that. Okay, so that was that calendar.
Overall, did you enjoy it?
I mean, yes. Oh no, it's
not your favorite.
No, I mean the concept's good. Like, it's just the same parts building towards a complete kit in the end, and it's better than, like, I think on the Ashen's calendar review a few years ago, they had like a model helicopter that, build a model helicopter, and at the end of it, the helicopter didn't work.
Ah, that's hurtful.
So, at least
with this, every day you had a little something, something.
Exactly. But I think it didn't signify very well that once you've assembled it, some of the wires aren't moving, and I'll tell you what, no, I can't unhook the batteries, because most of these wires haven't actually changed in a good fortnight at this point, and it might be nice to have a way of saying, hey, you're not going to be moving, I know, that wire, maybe cut it to length. And also, if you remember from halfway through where they had the wire maze thing, and they said, hey, use an entire foot's worth of wire, I said, I don't know if I'm going to be using it or not.
So you didn't do that?
No. And now I've got a huge amount of wire left over.
Well, you could go back and do it.
I could, but I don't know. I promise. I think the idea is, get people... I mean, it's a fun toy, but you thought it might also have you learn anything about electronics. And what I've learned about electronics is, if you stick some diodes into a little circuit board, you can eventually make a functional Simon Says game.
Worth it.
Right, no, it was fun. Right.
Something different.
Right, do you want to review one of your calendars?
I will just review the easy one.
Oh yeah, let's all do these.
Montezuma's chocolate. If you like dark chocolate, it's great. The only downside is it is the exact same piece of chocolate every day, and it's really thick, so it's hard to bite into. But overall, for someone like me who can't have sugar in any great amount, great.
I think lamenting that it's just the same piece of chocolate every day is technically unfair to it, because that's what an advent calendar is. Most advent calendars are, here's dairy milk. Every day you get a dairy milk. It's dairy milk. If you like dairy milk, it's dairy milk.
I guess that's accurate.
I mean,
maybe this is the problem. Our calendars tend to be elaborate.
I mean, that's the one I bought because I saw it on Morrison's on one order and I thought, hey, Tandy will probably enjoy that.
I did enjoy it. I mean, it's a nice way to cap off the evening.
Yeah, indeed. And then also the one that was mostly off camera, one that Tanya normally fills with goodies for me. Oh, here's those.
Dork.
Yes, I'll totally eat that because it's Christmas Day. Okay, do you want to do your cheese then?
Yeah, I can do the cheese. I can do cheese. Yeah. For the most part, I really love the Ilchester cheese calendar.
Good.
The one exception, I did not like this year's sage cheese.
Yes.
At
So
all.
for the benefit of the camera again, that is
just,
which it's a shame because that seems like a cheese that'd be really quite nice.
It's just too salty, and I don't like salt in anything. To be fair,
yes,
I am anti-salt. So if you like salt, it's probably fine. It'll probably be fine in things.
Coming from the other end of the spectrum, where I don't mind a good whack of salt, you are right, it was too salty.
Yeah.
And it replaced your favourite cheese, if I remember.
Yeah, last year they had like kind of it was like a gingerbread cheese. It was weird, don't get me wrong. It had a really weird texture, but it was so interesting that it was good weird. This was not good weird. But overall, love this calendar.
Good.
You can get me this every single year and I will not be sad. Because I never get tired of their really good, especially the aged and vintage cheeses. The red Leicester and the cheddar. Good stuff.
Actually, thinking tangent ahead, whether it's worth mentioning where we got any of these advent calendars. I mean,
last year I think we just got this from Tesco. I mean, it's just kind of a grocery store thing.
I made a run on Sainsbury's. Yes, no, got a message. Someone's baby. Yes, I mean, got that from Sainsbury's. I got it the previous year going into a literal Sainsbury's. Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah. I got the video game one came from Woot, I believe.
I think you got it from merchoids.com.
Did I? Oh, yeah, it's possible.
Yes.
Might have come from Merchoid.
I mean, that's where you told me you got it. And that's where I looked at, because they also do all the knitted geeky jumpers. I still am in two minds about whether to get that Sonic one.
A Sonic jumper?
Yes.
I bought you 4 jumpers this year.
Yeah, apparently you haven't given me 2 of them yet.
I bought us 4 jumpers. You're wearing one. I'm wearing one.
And the Cthulhu one's already been on the...
Yeah. Are you wearing the Cats one?
Cats.
Yeah. There's also a Nintendo one. These I think did come from Woot.
So
many shirts.
So yes, the cheese one, Sainsbury's, Asda, but don't buy from Asda. Fucking Asda. You can buy it early from Amazon if you want to pay like a 200% markup, and then have a calendar full of cheese.
It's good cheese. It's not worth that.
I think. Wait for Sainsbury's.
Just wait. Do you want me to do my whiskey one first, since it's going to go a lot quicker than your beer one?
Reasonably. Oh yes. Also, the dairy milk one came from
a lady.
The ladies on my team who keep buying everyone chocolate.
A woman.
Who have probably wandered off and got bored of the concept at this point. Merry Christmas. Anyone still watching? Okay, so yes, your whiskey one then.
My whiskey one.
From mastersandmalts.com.
Masters of Malt.
Oh, the drinks.
That boutique whiskey company's advent calendar. I mean, overall, great stuff. Is it worth 100 quid? I don't know. Probably. I mean,
was it 100 quid?
It's 100 quid, but there were a lot of really good aged whiskeys in here. You know, some 20-year-olds, some interesting stuff. The Japanese one from yesterday, that was quite interesting, different taste. I did like the Elays. Not all of them. Some of them are a little tolly.
Well, that is the signature flavour of the region.
Some of them are a bit strong.
I
can't Scotch, but Delawane, probably Delawane. Very nice, as I recall. I like a rich one. So like the Glen Auchers. Oh, that was good. That's some good stuff. The Inchfade. Maybe it's just all the ones with really Scottish names ended up being really good.
It's almost as if the region most famed for making Scotch whiskey, or even Scotch style whiskey, might be the best fared whiskey.
And the Glenallachie. So basically I had 5 And I should have included the Japanese one. So let's say 6 out of 24. I put a yes, would definitely drink again.
See also Tanya's system for marking out which ones she likes.
I don't think you're going to be able to see that. It was just
If I tilt it to the light, there we go. You can see a Y in there.
It was literally me just scratching a Y in the top going, yeah, I'd drink that again. I mean, there were a lot of them that were perfectly pleasant. Would drink it. It was a good journey. Ended on a really good one.
I mean, that's always good.
Yeah.
So I suppose the question is, I mean, we don't have it in here, but having just spent £75 on a signature label blended scotch, would you have done that if you'd only seen Outlander and didn't have the calendar? This is the Sassenach whiskey.
Oh, I don't know. Would I have? I genuinely don't know. I mean, I like whiskey, you know, but like I say, I do tend to kind of just drink Maker's Mark.
Yes, you are definitely more of a bourbon girl.
I am a bourbon girl. So
well, I have all of the experience of a whiskey drinker of 2 stag do's where we've done a whiskey tasting. So I am clearly a leading expert.
So fancy. I don't know. I mean, and even the Sassenach, because that's a blended whiskey, and there were maybe 2 blended whiskeys in this. Almost all of them were single malt.
So you'd hope for the fucking £100.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think the blended. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the Sassenach. I'm not going to burn through the bottle. It's not going to be my favorite thing in the world, but it's rich. It's so rich on your tongue.
It is definitely.
It just feels thick, which I love. It's amazing. It is more. It's almost more like a bourbon in that you feel it in your mouth.
I mean, you can definitely tell the difference between it and a bourbon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't have any actual Maker's Mark. We've only got Southern Comfort, which.
Yeah. It's just Southern Comfort's candy. Don't compare it to any of these. It's candy. These
are various types of haute cuisine. Well grilled steak, lobster tail. While Maker's Mark is pixie sticks.
No, not Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark's nice.
No, Maker's Mark.
Southern Comfort is pixie sticks.
Yes.
Or is like a McDonald's burger compared to the steaks. Yes. It's it's perfectly acceptable. It does the job. But no, I mean overall, very much enjoyed it. I think there were only 2 that I couldn't drink, and one of those was because I had bit my cheek and it was literally causing me pain. The flavor wasn't even that bad, but there was one that I was just like, no, I'm not drinking that. And I gave it to Andy because he'll drink anything.
If it's not gin or vermouth, I ain't got no problem.
I am usually the same. But no, for the most part, I do like the kind of sweeter or smokier. I like the ones that are honeyed, that, you can feel that thickness. But I do enjoy the smoke, and I probably wouldn't have enjoyed the smoky ones as much if you hadn't given me the seaweed one. So, I mean...
See, also Club of Smoke.
Yeah, but this is what we were talking about, is, if it's too much smoke, it's not enjoyable. But like this last one, it's really nice. It's just the right amount of like cask strength flavor, and you can feel that smokiness going into it. So yeah, while I am not an expert, I enjoyed this very much. I would do it again. I hope we don't have to do it again in isolation, but I would definitely do it. And it has made me more interested in buying some of those, slightly more expensive bottles every now and then, just to have a little treat. So, we've been savoring the smoky seaweed. We'll savor the Sassenach. And we'll just chug Southern Comfort when we're bored. Occasionally mixing it with ginger beer, because I'm a heathen.
So, yes, when the world restarts again and we do our trip to Scotland, yes, we'll have to stop by Edinburgh and do probably one of 18 billion Scotch tasting.
And when we get to the Orkneys, we'll try some Orkney whiskey.
I mean, they do have a few breweries on the main island.
Right.
Breweries, distilleries.
It's going to happen.
So
that was me. That was enjoyable. Thank you, honey.
Right. In that case, over to the last one. So heavy as fucking with nothing in it.
Why is it so heavy with nothing in it is the question.
I mean, I think, presumably, if you're shipping a huge amount of, bottles, then it's got to be fairly sturdy. Let's actually see if I can open this up now that we're all done. don't know how well this is coming out on camera.
It looks like you're opening a box.
Turns out it says, fairly robust cardboard. I'm not showing this to the camera.
It's
just robust cardboard folded in a way that you could put beer bottles in it.
Yep.
So,
Would you like me to just take that?
yes. So, to start with the details that aren't actually important, every other calendar we've had, from dairy milk to drammy whiskey, I was hoping that would rhyme a bit better. Just here's a number, push the number. None of them had to fucking navigate your way around a maze of pipes to find which one you're opening next. I don't think that added anything. I'm trying to remember, like the Irish Tri-Channel had in fact, both with alcohol calendars on there, just consume an entire alcohol calendar in a day video. And I think that one, the Beerhawk one, just had numbers on the door like a normal calendar. That would have been nice. Especially when they had, on the side, just here's where all the beers are. And here's a leaflet with where all the beers are. Didn't add anything.
Just focusing on you. You were a little out of focus.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I get that. It
Just
should
an extra.
be
Right, hey, it's 8 in the morning. I've got to find the beer to put in the fridge. Oh, it's on the cat. So
not on the cat.
Yeah.
Although
Okay.
the cat was often on the advent calendar.
Yes, you found it a nice perch before I took it out of its extra shipping box. As far as the beers go, I mean, you've been saying, oh, you've really lost out. You haven't enjoyed all the beers. I mean, I've got scores. Yeah, I've been scoring them. That's how I've been scoring them, with the scoring thing.
That was one thing that it probably would have been nice to have something like a score chart
Yes.
for these ones, without having to go to the website to do it, just so you can keep track of the ones you really like.
So that's all the ones in the first half, and that's all the ones in the second half. You can't see them because they're moving way too quickly and YouTube's compression will bug them sideways. But, I mean, this is, I suppose, a problem with me being a contrarian, even within the contrarian sphere.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of these are, at least in the 15 and above range, not very many below.
Like, we'll cover the highs and the lows in a second because I kept the bottles. But the problem is, most smug hipster types growing beards and baking sourdough and having a beer advent calendar think, IPA, I love having far too many hops to enjoy this beer. Yes. Well, I go, hey, can I have it be fairly smooth to drink and not just like hoppy as all fuck? And Beerhawk have gone, no. So yes, there was a lot of, pale ales, IPAs, brown ales. I mean, there were some nice ones in there, as we'll get to in a second. But I think it sort of reflects my lowest three. Just get the lowest three out of the way. Like, I think the first and the third lowest were like a brown ale and an IPA on a day I was feeling not particularly charitable. But that can, the IPA, that didn't get finished, and that just was going to go on the slugs.
And we couldn't even be arsed to give it to slugs. We just dumped it down the drain.
And then sort of the second worst was the Wicked Weed one. And really, that was, it didn't taste too bad. A bit vinegary, but whatever. But mostly it was the fucking bottle lid. I mean, we've lost the actual bottle lid in question, because presumably it committed seppuku.
Yeah. It was nearly impossible to get off. It took me like 5 minutes of fucking with
I think, most editing we've done so far was either yesterday's Secret Santa stuff or editing around trying to find a bottle opener in our boxed up kitchen nightmare.
It is a bit of a nightmare.
Would have probably been would have been very straightforward with Old Faithful. Just, if nothing else, break the fucker open. Anyway, so 2 IPAs and a badly engineered bottle. Right, so what was my favourite?
Show us the good stuff.
Right. A lot of things scored, one thing scored an 18, one scored a 20, and lots of things scored a 19. I'll tell you what. I mean, I haven't got that chocolate stout that was just, here's a chocolate, here's a stout, open the doors and let it out. And then the
I like that one though. That was
yeah,
good.
yeah, oh yeah. And but that was ultimately, do you like stouts? Do you like chocolates?
Fair enough. It was a nice dessert beer.
And then there was the amber ale, which was, I'm not editing in my Doombar face again, but Doombar face. Right. So in that case, we'll just do the 4 I've got. So at 18 points was that weird cranberry, salt and coriander one that just gave me like pickled onion face.
It was weird. It was super weird.
Yes.
He likes super weird.
I think if I found it in the wild, I'd say, oh, fucking hell, I'm having that. Not necessarily but for the pleasure of it, because this one's weird. I like it.
Very weird.
But like cranberry salty bit, okay. Now, the 19s, I think, yes, this was yesterday's. The Marvel roast that was just, here is a burnt toffee beer flavoured beer. Yeah.
That was weird too.
Oh, I've got it focused there. The polka from Omnipollo in Sweden that was sort of that minty or caraway.
Yeah, also weird. I'm sensing a theme.
Apparently I'm just a massive contrarian. I think I've just had to accept that.
He just liked the weird ones. We do the weird stuff.
Well, I mean, they were doing something apart from just cramming more hops, hop on this thing until it's nothing but hops. We want a rabbit to come out of this. No, they did something. Hey, what if we make this just toffee flavour? What if we make it fucking mint flavoured for some mad reason? I think ultimately that's reflected in the 20 out of 20 that Pahana Cinnabon from Estonia that I still have grand ambitions of working out how to get. It might just be we have to order it to the parental house in France and
may have to.
Yeah,
they even let us
calculate. Well, if we ever get allowed back into France, and if there's any way back into France with 60 million mile queues to get into Dover. Indeed. But that's another thing. No, yeah, well done, Cinnabon from Pahana.
It's a pretty bottle.
It was definitely the most colourful one. But yeah, I've done my research. They don't ship from their brewery to anywhere but Estonia, and apparently none of their subsidiaries want to ship this beer to this country.
Oh dear.
I'll work on it.
So yeah, in conclusion, we might just need a different beer calendar that does not include IPAs.
I have a feeling that's like trying to find a car that doesn't have any wheels on it. Problem is, we might... Hang on, rearrange my stuff. We might also be brought into their infrastructure at this point. Because...
What have you done?
I've joined their Beer of the Week.
Oh, come on.
And we'll probably not make a thing out of this.
Beer of a week?
Yes.
That's too much beer. You're going to get a beer belly.
I've already got that. I don't know if this bit will actually stay with video.
Like, not even just beer of the month.
They do only send them out every 2 months, right?
Huh.
However,
well, who knew?
How it works. And I do like trying just beers, because if I had my way, it would have just been a wheat beer calendar, and would probably, instead of a wheat beer calendar, would have just been a 24-pack of Hoegaarden.
Yep.
So, essentially, yes, they're just describing the process of finding esoteric beers and then putting them in a box every... Right, so technically, the next beer of the week is actually up today. I just don't know which one the kind this is.
Are you just looking for Estonian beer?
No.
Cheating.
No, because I know that their beer of the week this week is going to be using enough one to end on after having just done the... Oh, that one's going to be nice.
Raspberry.
In the unlikely event that I make this a thing...
Quit dropping beer.
So by a process of elimination, I can't find the beer that's currently the beer of the week.
Oh,
that's
no.
That's a good start. I don't know where I'm putting this. So,
That was a very exciting piece.
but yeah, there are also, as I was looking yesterday, there's an Austrian company that does beer advent calendars from like Germanic regions. I think we can all agree a Belgian advent calendar is probably going to be reasonably wheat beer heavy.
One can hope.
One can hope. Okay.
So yeah,
Right, okay.
overall,
Ho ho ho.
we won Christmas.
We had well, I mean, the advent calendars have been nice in Advent.
It was a good distraction in
And
an otherwise rough time.
if we were less gullible and still had a kitchen, then everything else would probably have been fine. So Pixel, give me that. Pixel's been sitting on a recipe for cranberry sauce. Did you pull out the recipe for
No, I
cranberry sauce?
accidentally printed 2 pages, so when I was making cranberry sauce, I just had that out.
Okay. Right, Pixel, any closing thoughts?
Nope.
Scratch your ear. Thank you for insight, Pixel. Right, okay. So,
That was us.
that's Christmas. Right, we're going to totally go and eat a whole bunch of turkey now because that's definitely ready because it's Christmas Day.
You dork.
Or we'll probably look at the pumpkin pie that's in the oven.
Indeed. All right.
Goodbye,
Have a
ho
safe
ho.
Christmas.
I'm excited as well as hello, ho ho.
No, not really.
Da 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 da. Done.